What's up, Titans fans? It's your boy CD back again with another episode of TitanUp 2day. Today's show, well, it's Saturday, so we know what that means. It's NFL Pick'ems. It's the Week 7 variety, and we got a lot of good games, great games, Sunday night and Monday night. But we got a really good game against two undefeated teams. The Pittsburgh Steelers at 5-0, traveling to Nissan Stadium, Nashville, Tennessee, to play those Titans, who are 5-0, undefeated as well. They will fight to see who's on top of the AFC, and only one will be on top when it's all said and done. I cannot wait to bring you this game. We've already previewed it, but I'm going to make you wait a little bit longer. It's going to be the last game that we predict. We got a lot more games to predict, but I do not want to make you wait. No need to delay. Let's get down to it. All right, quickly, the injury report for the Titans versus Steelers matchup. As you can see on the left-hand side, it is completely blank. This is not an accident. The Tennessee Titans have 0 personnel injured on the injury report for this week. We are missing Taylor Lewan still. He's on the IR. But for this week, nobody is injured, and we are good to go. The Pittsburgh Steelers, on the other hand, they have 2 guys on their injury report. Cornerback Mike Hilton, along with fullback Derek Watt, did not participate in practice all week long and will miss this week's game against the Titans. No one likes to see injuries, obviously. This kind of injury report kind of bodes well for this great matchup between two undefeated teams. And again, we'll talk about this later on in this episode. But before we even start to make these picks, because I know you're excited just like I am, let's take a look at the standings. Where do we stand, me and the crew, after week 6 of picks? As you can see, I hate to say it, but Jake Witt is still atop the standings for 3 weeks in a row. He's now 61-30 after last week. C to the D, that is me. I'm 58-33. Courtney is 57-34, tied with A-Town, who is also 57-34. And Lund, the bright side, still looking dark and gloomy at 48-43. But there's plenty of time to come back and get this thing going. Now, as I said to you guys, it's Pick'em. It's Saturday, NFL Pick'em. It's our time to get back up. Last week, I speak for all of us, there was no double-digit wins. It was a bad week. A lot of upsets, crazy things happened that I haven't seen in a very long time. But it's week 7. Week 6 is now gone. We get a brand new slate of games, and it's time. It's time to start picking some real winners, and I am hyped up. I got a good feeling about this week. So let's get it started. I'm seeing 10, 11, 12. Don't be crazy here, but I think I can really do some real damage this week. Follow my lead. All right, so we'll start off the first game. Obviously, we had Philadelphia that played on Thursday. That's 1 win. Check that box. The first game for Sunday, Detroit, 2-3, travels to Atlanta to play the 1-5 Falcons. Now, this game is going to be a doozy. Both defenses have been struggling. Both teams in general have been struggling. Atlanta finally coming up with a win last week. I didn't think that was possible, but they did find a way. They won the game. Congratulations to them. Dan Quinn leaves, and all of a sudden the W's come forth. Now, that being said, Vegas this week has Atlanta to win. They have them to win by 3 points. The over-under is 56.5 points. I love Atlanta to back it up and put up 34 points, beating Detroit 34-27 in a little bit of a shootout. I think it's going to be a good, fun game by two not too good defenses. Let's be honest, 2 bad defenses, 2 bad teams kind of going at it, battling. But it should be some points put up. I like Matt Stafford putting up a lot of numbers in a loss. I also like my boy Kenny Galladay. He's a great wide receiver, doing some damage on the losing effort for Detroit. But just look out for this. It should be a good game. It should be fun to watch all in all. Fantasy points galore, along with a lot of just regular points coming out. But it should be a good one. Fireworks on display. Now, the next game up, Cleveland Browns, 4-2, just coming off of a bad loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to go ahead and travel to Cincinnati to play the 1-4-1. That tie still lingering around for Cincinnati and those Bengals. Now, Joe Burrow, he's been having a good good season as a rookie, not getting much help from anyone else. The defense is definitely not helping them out whenever they should have gotten a win. How do you lose to the Colts? You go up 21-0 in the first quarter. When you play Madden, and I'm up 21-0, we call that 21 skill. We stopped playing because you can't lose a game. There's no way you can just run the clock out. 21-0, you should just be able to win the game easily. But they didn't. They found a way to lose, and they lost relatively big. I say big, but they lost by what, four points or a touchdown? You can't lose that game. It's just bad. bad for business. It would have definitely helped out the Titans if they get the dub and help us give us a little bit more cushion as we move away from the Colts. But anyways, Cleveland is favored to win this game by 3.5 points, 51.5 over under. I personally have Cleveland to win this game 34-31. Another shootout. There's going to be a lot of points put out here. Keep in mind, too, Joe Mixon is out for this game. He's not feeling well with the ankle injury or a foot injury, I'm sorry. He will not be involved in this game, so there'll be a lot of Gio Bernard and a lot of throwing of the ball. Joe Burrow has already been throwing the ball a ton already. Expect him to throw a lot more passes this week. So, next game. Let's go ahead. Carolina, 3-3, going against New Orleans, who is 3-2. The Aints coming off of a bye. We'll see. New Orleans, 7.5 favorite, 51-point over under. I think that's actually pretty low. Another big game, a lot of scoring to be had here. Michael Thomas has been a problem for me. I have him on my fantasy team, and he's been killing me. He actually literally lost me a game. I believe it was week 2 or week 3. I lost the game just because I couldn't start him. Anyways, Michael Thomas is out again. Again, with the hamstring, he's injured. He won't be there. I think this is a problem for them. I have Carolina winning this game because of no Michael Thomas. That alone, they lose this game. Teddy and the boys win 31-24. Should still be a good game. Division rivalry, NFC South beating each other up. Even though the Bucs are just ahead, they'll have to kind of battle to get up to the next level to play on to the Bucs. But we'll see how that works out. I got Carolina to win this one. Buffalo is next up. They're 4-2, traveling to New York Jets, who are a miserable 0-6. I don't even know what to say. They're just bad. They're just really, really bad all the way around. They lose Le'Veon Bell. That doesn't help the situation. The defense is bad. I don't. How is Adam Gase still there? I don't know. But we just don't fire him. Dan Quinn gone. What's his name from the? O'Brien. Bill O'Brien gone from the Texans. If you don't win, you lose and you go. Not Adam Gase. He gets to hang around there with a sorry team and continue to lose. Anyways, I'm not going to beat up on the Jets. Buffalo's favored to win this game big. 13 points are their favorite to win. The over-under is 45.5. I don't think it gets covered only because the Jets don't do their part. Buffalo wins this game 30-12 in pretty much a blowout fashion. As you can see here, we all have Buffalo to win this game. Now, the next game up, Dallas. Disappointing Dallas Cowboys. 2-4, traveling to Washington to play the 1-5 Washington football team. Now, last week, I went on a whole rant about Andy Dalton / Dak Prescott, how this whole thing was going to shake out. Andy Dalton had an opportunity to pull a Ryan Tannehill, if you will, come in and just handle business and move forward and maybe even supplant him and take over that roster spot in the future. He laid a huge egg. How do you do that? But he does. They lose this game big. They lost this game. It was so bad. This week they play Washington. Washington is favored by 1 point. The over-under is 46. It's supposed to be a low-scoring, ugly type of game. I do believe it will be low-scoring and ugly. But Dallas wins this game. They win the game 23-20. I still like Washington's defense. If you've ever heard me say that, I will continue to say that. Chase Young is a monster coming off the edge. Expect Dallas to have problems, but they'll find a way to pull this game out and win this game in ugly fashion. Next game up, Green Bay Packers, the team that we will be playing in the Super Bowl come February, 4-1 after getting beat down by the Bucs. That was a weird game too. They went up quick 10-0 and then just stopped scoring and lost by 28 points. It was just madness how the Bucs turned it up, but the Bucs defense is really nice. But the Green Bay Packers, again, 4-1, travel to Houston to play the 1-5 Houston Texans. Another tough matchup for the Texans. Green Bay's favored by 3 points. The over-under is 55.5. I, along with all the other squad, that includes my sister, who's a Texans fan, have Green Bay to win this game. I'm saying they're going to win this game 41-31. This is going to be a ton of points. The over will be covered easily covered on this game. Now, speaking of the Bucs and Brady, Tom Brady and his Tampa Bay Buccaneers 4-2, traveling to Las Vegas to play Chucky, their old coach, the guy who won the Super Bowl for the Buccaneers. They'll go ahead and play John Gruden and those 3-2 Raiders. It should be a really good game. Tampa Bay is favored by 3 points at this point. 54-point over under. I have Las Vegas to win this game. Chucky wins again. I don't know if he cheats or what he does to win this game, but he wins this game 27-23 in a little bit of an upset. We'll call it that. Next game up, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Chefs, with Le'Veon Bell. He didn't get to do much last week, but he'll be out there this week again. All these toys that Andy Reid has, those 5-1 pesky Chefs, go out to Denver in the altitude to play the 2-3 Denver Broncos. Kansas City is favored to win by 9.5 points. The over-under is 48, which I think is pretty low, to be honest with you. But Kansas City, I have Kansas City win along with the rest of the crew. I have them winning 30-24. This should be another easy win for them, although Buffalo did give them a little bit of a scare last week. And then, of course, they lost to the Raiders the week prior to that. But I think that they win this AFC West matchup. They have to win this game. Andy Reid puts those boys in line, and they take care of business on the road. Now, next up, San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers come into this game 3-3. They travel to New England to play the Patriots, who are now 2-3. They lost 2 games back-to-back. I cannot tell you the last time Bill Belichick has lost 2 games back-to-back, but they just did it. I guess that would be the last time they just did it 2 weeks in a row. But anyways, it's hard to do that. This week, New England is favored again by 2.5, which is a courtesy favor because they're at home and obviously they get 3 points. So saying they're favored by 2.5 really says Vegas thinks that they could lose this game. The over-under is 45. I have New England to win this game. I just don't see how they lose 3 games in a row. That's just my answer. I don't think that they're better than the 49ers. I just think that Bill doesn't let them lose 3 times in a row. I think they win this game 20-17 off of defense. And check out the little icon here. My boy A-Town, 49ers homer, definitely a fan. He has him as the lock. We've never used that term here on this show before, but he's locking in the 49ers to beat the Patriots on the road. We'll see how that works out for him. Next game up, Jacksonville Jaguars. The Kitties come in at 1-5 going against Los Angeles Chargers that are 1-4 with the rookie quarterback, Justin Herbert. He's playing well. The rest of the offense is playing well. They seem to be putting up numbers, but the defense can't hold anyone. Los Angeles is favored by 8 points to win this game. The over-under is 49. I think this is a low over-under total score. I have the Chargers, along with the rest of the crew, to win this game. I'm picking them to win this game by 7 points, 30-23. Should still be a good game. Entertaining, fun, but the Jacksonville Jaguars, they are trying to tank low-key. They're trying to tank. They're not trying to win this game. They're playing without Myles Jack as well. He will be sitting this one out as he's going through an injury. So expect the defense to kind of lax and Herbert to throw for 4 or 5 touchdowns. It should be a great performance and a lot of fireworks in this game. Expect that. Now, next up, Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks come in 5-0, one of only 3 undefeated teams so far. Arizona, 4-2, playing them at home. Seattle is favored by 3.5 points. The over-under is 56.5, a ton of points. I think this is going to be a good game. This might be the second best game of the week. Now, I used to live in Arizona. I lived in Arizona for about 7 years, so I kind of cheered low-key for the Arizona Cardinals to win while we were there. Not so much an Arizona fan, but I've seen this matchup. It happens twice a year. But once a year, Seattle travels to Arizona, and every single time it seems that they travel to Arizona, they cannot win that game. I have Arizona winning this game 34-31. I think Kyler Murray runs all over the place. Also, they're going to be missing Jamal Adams. Seattle will be missing their safety again. I think that that's going to hurt them this week. D-Hop, look for him to have a big game running all through that secondary. Again, a lot of points to be put up. Even though the over-under is 56.5, I think it still is covered. Arizona wins 34-31. Now, the next game, the Pretenders or Contenders, who knows yet, right? Chicago Bears, 5-1, going to L.A. to play the Rams. They are 4-2, playing pretty well, I would say. They had that one tough loss in Buffalo. That was the last time they really took that L. So those Rams are now favored 5.5 points to beat Chicago. The over-under is 45.5. I had the Rams to win this game. I think Jared Goff just continues to do what he's doing. They're running the ball well. Play action is working well. Yeah, Hendricks. They got a lot of guys out there doing a lot of big things right there. Cooper Kupp as well as Robert Woods. I think the offense keeps going, and the defense, man, Aaron Donald is just an absolute monster. I think he gives Nick Foles fits, but it's going to be a relatively low-scoring game. 26-18, I have the Rams winning this one. Now, the last game, the big game. We all know the one that we are hyped up for as Titans fans. The Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Nissan Stadium. Both teams undefeated. We were both undefeated at 3-0 when we were supposed to play in week 4. They got scared. Something happened. They had to reschedule. I don't know the details. It doesn't really matter. It was COVID. Anyways, we rescheduled our bye, had an impromptu bye week in week 4, pushed this game back to week 7. You would think someone might take a loss prior to then. No one lost. We all won both of our games, and now we come into this game 5-0. Someone has to lose. Someone will be atop the AFC when it's all said and done for this week. Who will it be? I can tell you right now. Vegas says Pittsburgh's going to win this game. Even though they're on the road, they're going to win this game by 1 point, and the over-under is 52.5. My crew says this, and I give you the facts. Titans win this ball game. Big game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 30-27. This will be a defensive struggle. Although there will be points put up, there will be a strong defensive presence from both teams. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these points are from turnovers and putting in good positions. I think special teams plays a factor. This is an entire team ball game to get a win against these Pittsburgh Steelers. But as you can see here, we start off fast, up 10-7 in the first quarter, continue going into the half, 17-10. We might slip a little bit in the third quarter, but we finish strong with Derrick Henry and the ball in his hand doing big things. I think that this game will be probably the best game of the year, of the season for all teams of the NFL. It's going to be a good one. I wouldn't be shocked if it even goes into overtime, but look for this ball game to be a barn burner. A great game defensively, offensively, special teams, all the way around. There'll be coaching. Everything will come down to the end. Watch this game. It's going to be a ball game. Trust that. Now, as we're coming to the close, I've gone and predicted all the games, but we're not done. It's time for our bold prediction. All right, so week 6, that's in the past. Week 7 is moving on. Actually, no, we have to go in. Let's show you week 6. How did I look in week 6? Jadeveon Clowney gets 1+ sack this game. This one to me is a slam dunk. It says bold prediction, but it feels like a slam dunk. It's only a bold prediction because he hasn't got a sack all season long. He's so beyond due for a sack. And he's going against the team that drafted him in the Houston Texans. I think that he drags down Deshaun Watson at least one time this game and wouldn't be shocked if it's 2 or more. But definitely, Jadeveon Clowney gets 1 sack this game. Once again, Jadeveon Clowney doesn't show up. He's not around. We're still waiting for this guy that we spent a lot of money to show up in the stat book, make some big plays, change the game, do something major. Have not seen it yet. And once again, I give him basically a gimme, just get a sack. He couldn't get the sack. Not even a half of a sack to even discuss. But anyways, week 6 was a loss. I was wrong. Wasn't even close, really. Jadeveon Clowney right now is untrustworthy as a teammate, I think, on the field. But I'm going to switch it up. All right, this time, instead of picking one of our team, I think that I'm going to go the other way around, all right? Put a little bit of mojo on the other squad. Chase Claypool does not get 50 yards. He's less than 50 yards and 0 touchdowns. The man has been going completely nuts all year long. But this week, we stop him. I'm talking about completely stop him, hold him down. They're going to have to go a different route because we will not allow him to put up 50 yards or get into the end zone. It's going to be a great defensive game to make sure that we handle business. All right, I've given you injuries. I've given you all the predictions for every single game to include the Titans playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. I even gave you a bold prediction for week 7. So that's going to conclude this week's episode of NFL Pick'em. I'm glad that you guys joined. If you like this show or like this episode, click the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel and also click that notifications bell. That way you get notified the next time I upload the next episode of TitanUp Today. But before you leave, I got one question for you. Why tighten up tomorrow when you can tighten up today?